Hello and welcome to a new episode of What Did You Miss? This is episode 16, I believe. I'm not sure if I got some of the numbers wrong at some point or whatever, but anyway, so there's an issue that I noticed with this series of the uploads on YouTube with the recordings. I wasn't always recording in 1080p resolution. I think it's an easy fix to record in 1080p if I'm understanding what I'm doing. And then I can just switch it back for my streams, because I'm a pretty small affiliate streamer. I'm not really guaranteed to get lower quality options for my viewers to watch my stream at. So I often will stream at 540p max, just in case people don't have lower options, then they can have that 540 option. Also, I think using a lower output resolution in the first place reduces the chance of getting dropped frames, which is really good for the viewers and stuff. And so yeah, my upload speed not really what it could be, blah blah blah, or Twitch, whatever, doing things. Anyways, the point is, this is a recording, so I shouldn't be recording in 540p when I do these reviews. And so hopefully these reviews will look nicer moving forward. It'll be easier for you guys to read the text on screen and so on YouTube. Because yeah, I was reviewing my video from last week and I was like, wow, that text is so hard to read. And I'm like, but it shouldn't be in whatever resolution it seems to be. Anyway, we'll kind of have a solution for it, hopefully, and hopefully it'll be shipped today. If not, then I might either re-record this or something. Anyway, or we'll fix it next week maybe. So I actually did a lot of first clearing stuff, and I'm going to be continuing to do more first clearing stuff on Twitch, because I want people to see my YouTube stuff and see me taking first clears, and then see me also taking first clears on Twitch. I want it to be like a transferable audience if possible. So this level, all these levels, we're gonna have death trackers. Some of the playthroughs on YouTube, we're not gonna have death tracker stats as well. It's easier for me to trim out like being in the middle of the level, like maybe like anyway, for this particular level I recorded from beginning to end, but for quite a few of these I didn't. I recorded like just me actually beating the level. So I have been trying to do a mix of the two, or just mostly just record the clears. I guess if there's checkpoints, it makes it a little bit more complicated, but in a lot of these levels, the checkpoint is before like basically a free ending, so anyway, this was basically a tough 3D World parkour level. It was kind of basic, but that didn't stop it from being somewhat hard and making me die, around 16 times or so. I want to preface this. I think there's only one course where I noticed the death tracker not working as I was making the highlights. So there might be more where the death tracker is sometimes inaccurate. Actually, since I'm talking about it, I should show you which one it is, so you guys can try to theorize for yourself why it failed to work correctly. Let's see, which level was it? I believe it was the Toad Treasure Tracker level. Here it is. So this is the highlight. It shows the end of my last death. And then, so we're at 55 deaths now. Or let's see, 54. We fast forward just a little bit, now we're at 55. But look at that. We're at 55, but somehow going in and out of these P-switch area kills me, according to the death clock. So, yeah, I've been trying to keep my ears warm, so if you're wondering why I have a hood on, that's why. So you might be seeing me wear this a lot throughout the winter. Anyway, as you could see, the game's... See, when I go into the door, it thinks I died. I don't know why. It might have something to do with the door being where the red coins are, or something. I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, I didn't die 56 times on the level for sure. I don't know how many deaths it added, but... So I'm not exactly sure why it glitched, but anyway. Where were we? So we looked at Death Road. Let's look at Water Temple. So at the beginning of this highlight, I'd already been playing the level for a while. So you don't really have a death count in this one, unfortunately. At least not a real one. There's still sort of like a timer, though. So 19 minus 11. I'd already played this for like 7 or 8 minutes, according to this death clock. I didn't know it preserved the death clock between levels. Or... No, I wasn't playing a different level. I just exited. Yeah, that's kind of strange. I think if I could customize this, I should. Because the timer carries over when you exit and go back in, apparently. Unless... No, yeah, it definitely does. The timer is preserved, but the death count is not. I would prefer it if the death count was preserved when you exit a level and go back in, just like the timer is. But I guess it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, this particular level was just kind of a puzzle. It was a little bit trolly, but I didn't mind that so much. Alright, moving forward, I'm just going to go through these in whatever order that they compiled in, or whatever the word is. So I played this on the day it came out, the Shin Megami Tensei, the new RPG, the game by Atlus. It was the first time I'd ever played an Atlus game, and it was pretty fun. Anyway, these were the first hours of me playing it. As you can see, I played it for like over 8 hours in one session. So it was a pretty long stream that day, because I ended up streaming something else afterwards. But yeah, a lot of this time is just me trying to understand the game. And then later I played it some more, but this was the only time I streamed this game. I'm not going to continue to stream it, because I need to build an RPG audience before I could ever expect anyone to watch me play RPGs casually. So moving forward, I might only speedrun RPGs if I'm going to stream them. Oops, I was not supposed to close that. I'm glad that this particular browsing program actually saves your history when you close. It's really cool. Or your placement, I guess, in the history. So, where was I? Puzzle Time by Kevin Dude is next. So I missed a P-switch speed run at the end of that life. And then I think I died quickly a few times, and then we had a the real go at it. So the overall time on this video isn't particularly long. What I might do with some of these is I might increase their speed to like 1.5 times or something like that. Right now we're watching in 1.2, as well as I'm hitting the seek ahead button or whatever it's called, jump ahead however many seconds on the keyboard, which is the right arrow key for those of you that don't know. Anyway, this level was somewhat puzzling. Blah, blah, blah. It only took me 5 deaths in total, which is to say that my first couple of deaths took me 6 minutes to get. So that's not so bad. I like it when levels are longer and I can spend more time playing the level instead of being dead. So that's what I tend to first clear rather than anything else. Now we have a level head highlight. We have quite a few more later, I felt like. Maybe we don't. Oh, that's weird. Oh no, I didn't actually stream much level head this week. Last week I played quite a bit of it. This week though, I actually didn't really stream much in general. It's just there are so many Mario Maker 2 highlights, mostly because I just did a lot of first clears, because I barely got any viewer levels at all. Which is fine, I don't mind doing first clears. Anyway, we got this really hard level that took me over 40 minutes to beat from Slothy, but it was a, I guess it's a scoot level. It's not very copycat-y at all, if you could even call it. Like, it seems very, very original. So I figured it was worth highlighting. I don't highlight all my viewer levels, whether it's Level Head or Mario Maker 2. I only highlight the ones I think are worth highlighting, for the most part. If I get a level that theoretically is worth highlighting, but is like in the super world, what I might choose to do is just highlight me playing those levels when I'm actually playing the super world, if that makes sense. Because I do have this super world series that I'm working on. So, and some people might send some of their levels to me for playtesting or just for funsies, and I don't mind playing those levels over again. So in other words, I might skip highlighting something that I otherwise would. With that said, though, I did highlight the best one out of those levels that somebody was going to be putting in their super world when it was finished, out of the ones that I'd played, or out of the ones that I got all 3 big coins on anyway. Anyway, there isn't a whole lot to talk about. I eventually beat the level. There's no checkpoint in it, I don't think, but it wasn't the hardest thing ever. It wasn't like, and it was pretty fun. I don't remember when I failed right at the end, but I lost a lot of time trying to get back there. Just for the record. Anyway, it was still fine. I didn't mind so much. Let's see here. What's next? Getting all 3 big cookies is what I was talking about. Big coins, or the star coins, the green stars. He has these 350 coins. I think it was Kojisma's level. Yeah, that's what the viewer levels bar says. So he was sending me these individually. If you send me your maker code and you have a completed super world, I will play an entire map at a time, assuming I can handle it. Even if it takes me like an hour, if they're relatively hard levels, I don't mind spending that hour or so clearing that map. I think it's better than doing just one course at a time like other streamers would do, because it makes things more interesting for the maker in particular, as well as anyone that might want to watch the whole thing on YouTube. And it's just more convenient for me to compile the videos too when there aren't as many of them. Anyway, this level, as you can see, took me over 15 minutes to get all the big coins at. Actually, no, not quite that long. Well, actually, I'm not sure how long it took me. I was doing a little bit of diddly-dallying here and there, chatting with people, for sure. I was doing some typing because I wasn't feeling all that great and didn't want to talk a whole lot. Probably shouldn't really be talking now, but whatever. Anyway, I've been leaving a comment. So he did send me a level that day, though, that was hard enough that according to him I only got the middle star coin instead of the one on the left or the right. So I just marked the one in the middle as being filled and the other as being empty stars. I think it's pretty cool that we can do that in our comments. Anyways, so next up would be level by Shintaso. So we've got 3D World level, back to this, uncleared stuff. Wasn't sure what to do with the trampoline, didn't seem like we were supposed to take it with us. Anyway, we had quite a few thwomps in this level, and it was somewhat tricky. I died quite a lot. It had a green snake block, and you had to do some rolling in various parts of the level. In some places, rolling might have been optional, I don't know, but I was definitely trying to be safe rather than sorry. But yeah, you can't really use frozen coins in 3D World, otherwise you can use Fire Suit. It could be really convenient to have frozen coins as a Fire Suit check. Anyway, I guess you could always use a clear condition for Fire Suit check anyway. Alright, now where were we? Okay, so next up is Jamaican. This level was pretty good, but it had a big flaw, which I show right at the beginning here. There's only one key available, and there's like 4 different doors to go into. And according to the description, you actually have the correct answer, so I didn't taboo the level. There was some interesting, difficult sections, but quite a lot of it was easy, I guess. This part here was kind of tricky, because it's next to impossible to jump over this pokey is big. I'm just going to emote in this other guy's chat real quick, just in case he's calling me. I have him muted right now, but I did submit a level to him because it's my day off and I'm not going to be playing Mario Maker today. So I'll let other people play my levels today. Anyway, this section right here was, it seemed like it had an excess of power-ups, but I think the maker might have used each of them, or at the very least gave the player the option between Boomerang and Fire Flower, and then a cat to climb up after you defeat him. Like, if you wanted style points, you could just defeat him completely with the catsuit, but that would be a really gutsy move, because now you're not going to be able to use catsuit to climb if you get hit, so it's really risky. I'm not really listening to him, so I'm just gonna guess he's gonna ask what are we doing. So anyway, what else do I want to be doing? We gotta continue looking at more highlights. Anyway, the end is free after you get through that door. I should go back into that level and leave a comment and tell people what the description says, and tell them that the description is not lying or something like that. Oh, he chose this one. This one's fun. level he picked. He didn't exactly pick the one I expected him to pick, but that's fine. I don't really care which one he picks. This is just as good as any other. Actually, I haven't seen someone play this one for a while, so it's nice. Anyways, next up is a Sonic the Hedgehog video. So on Saturdays, I like to do variety stream, which means Levelhead, Mario Maker, and a third game. So I was getting through the Sand Zone, which I had played the week before. And then we discovered the new zone, which looks like this. Which actually, I like this zone. It reminds me of the second zone from the first Sonics. That was pretty cool. Also, I noticed the Sand Zone. It resets your timer when you time out. So, okay, we're at 8 minutes. 9 minutes. So we're about to time out. So the time is going to go to 0, 0, 0, but I will start from a checkpoint. But in approximately half of the courses, that doesn't happen. See, it should read time 7 or 8 minutes or whatever it was, but instead it reads 0. That's called not soft locking the player with unavoidable timeouts, right? But for some reason, like half of the zones soft lock the player, so pretty noteworthy. Anyway, that's just the timeout soft lock. I think there might be another zone that has a different kind of soft lock, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the case or not. But I think that's only the one act inside the zone in any case, but I could be wrong. I haven't really explored that game exhaustively yet, but maybe I will one day. I'm definitely planning on playing it as Knuckles at some point, which will be interesting. Anyway, you need to fly for this part. Where was I? Yeah, I was just repeating out loud what I was about to type to that guy. He's playing a raccoon suit course, and he's not flying right now, so he's going to fail to get the red coin, and therefore he's not going to complete the challenge. I mean, it's technically possible to do it without flying. Yeah, these are actually some of my favorites to clear check. Anyways, what was I saying? So this is a Levelhead level, and it was a really, really long one, as you can see, because it took me 15 minutes to beat it. It wasn't because it was particularly hard, it was mostly because it was long. Actually ended up getting the ribbon on it, which is pretty noteworthy. You guys could get the ribbon too if you want, but it would involve a lot of time investment. If you want to practice fighting against enemies anyways, though, it's not a bad deal, I'd say. I think Levelhead could use more levels like this, but it already has a decent number of them, so I'm not going to complain about a lack of them, but I'm just saying. Like, I think it would be, you'd be hard pressed to argue that we have enough brawler levels where you could just fight lots and lots of enemies. Um, this this level might help drive a little bit of inspiration for a level that I had to put on hold for a while. So I may watch this during some time off, part of it, just really casually. Anyway, so I've got to go through the rest of the highlights here. So that level had been recommended to me by Slothy Butt, and so it only took like 10 more minutes than beating Slothy Butt's level. Even though Slothy Butt's level was very short. So just because the level is long doesn't mean you should be scared of it. Because some of these short levels can be a lot harder, and therefore take just about as long, usually. Anyway, Bullies by Poggers Boy. So this was another 3D World level. This one did not take me long to beat, though. It's gonna be. I'm just highlighting, like, yeah, we have 0 deaths right now according to death counters, so I didn't die at all on it. It was pretty easy. There's gonna be some easy and some hard ones coming up here, regardless of whether or not I beat them fast. Next up is Tag Team by the Runt Pig, another Mario Maker 2 level. This one's defeat a bunch of Goombas. This one actually had 2 spare Goombas just in case a Goomba despawns, which is unnecessary but cute. Anyway, pretty easy level. A lot of this stuff people just die stupidly in Endless Challenge because they're impatient and they just want another +1 clear. This was a viewer level. It's Terminator Mode 2016's level. So I died 44 times in 12 minutes, 89 times in 24 minutes. Took me 40 minutes to beat this and 134 deaths. And I just want to mention something. This was the remade version, so I made a different version. I mean, I was playing a different version for an unknown number of deaths. I guess you can go check out the past broadcast if you want to find out how many it was. But anyways, I gave him some feedback. He improved it by adding a P-switch wall there, which I personally hadn't thought of. But yeah, I'm not sure if something I said might have made him think to do that. But in any case, he just started over and he lost a coin. I'm not sure if he did that on purpose or not, but no, what was I saying? Yeah, you can do the P-switch jump on either wall, so either to the left or to the right, which is pretty nice of him. Also, the main reason why he put it there was to prevent the player from messing up here, because sometimes you can make a bomb shoot out the wrong direction or something. I think there was like a muncher on one side and a launcher, the launcher could choose something over to the wrong side. And so this prevents you from screwing yourself over, basically, if you move off to the left. So it fulfills multiple purposes, so it's a really good P-switch wall. Anyway, when it goes down, then you have to head over here. And there were quite a few times where I managed to survive, except I didn't actually make it through the door in time, which sucked. So, anyway, but yeah, pretty good level. And I actually was kind of sort of cheesing it the entire time, but he didn't seem to mind, so that was nice. He was of the opinion that cheesing it was harder than doing the regular strategy, because I honestly felt like there was some variance to the strategy I chose, but I felt like it was acceptable variance that I could adapt to. Whereas the amount of precision required to perform a shell jump was just beyond my patience, so that's why I wasn't really doing it with the shell assisted wall jump, I guess you should call it, rather than a spinning shell jump, which is what I was doing, which wasn't jumping off of a wall at all. Anyway, so moving on, we have. Did I look at that level already? Yeah, that was a good level. Paths for Days is the next highlight. Then we have a loud music sound outside that's distracting me, blah blah blah. This level only took me like 2 or 3 minutes to beat because I paused at the beginning, so that clock is like being silly. Recording my pause time because who knows why. Anyway, yeah, so I spent another half a minute like talking about the level or something, or just things in general. That level was pretty easy. I don't really even remember it. I wasn't really looking at it very hard. But it'll probably go into YouTube at some point if I feel like I need like a throwaway, boring, easy level or something. So this level was really fun actually. This level surprised me because I was thinking maybe Pom Pom wouldn't have a key, but Pom Pom did. And I guess I should have known better. Anyway, this is what I typically. This is one of my favorite kinds of levels to get. So I feel like it's a fun viewer experience, and it's fun to play too. Stuff that just like I can beat in like less than 10 minutes for people with poor attention spans, but doesn't have me dying a ton either. Like that's pretty nice to find in an uncleared levels listing. Anyway, so that was something. I wrote that because I literally don't know what it said. It was in a language that I'm not fluent in, although I would like to be one day. Anyway, this was another Thwomp level. This one was a little bit mean, but because it was only a little bit mean, I gave it a heart. It did have one Death Warp block. It also had a Naked Pipe there too, so maybe the combination of the Warp block and Naked Pipe should have bothered me, but it really doesn't that much. I'm mostly just in it for the gameplay and the first clear counts and stuff. As long as it's somewhat fun, I don't necessarily care all that much about the people having fun. I used to boo and like according to help people out in Endless Challenge or something, but no, I don't really do that. So that was Dosun, which I think Dosun is the word for thwomp in Japanese. So there was this level, which was apparently a little Timmy level. I hit that block, which killed me because there was an invisible boom boom. And then we went to go find out what was in the block, and it turned out to be a star. And so we were able to kill the boom booms really quickly with that. So pretty garbage level, but I do think it's noteworthy that somebody hadn't cleared it yet. So it makes it to the YouTube series to be something that people could laugh about, maybe. Then there was this level where I died in a really dumb way because I didn't flip the switch. It might be possible to do that jump without flipping the switch, but it obviously would become a lot harder and almost impossible, so might as well just start over, which is what I did. And we flipped it like the maker intended. And now we have these much nicer looking platforms that don't bounce you up. Easy level. It's an auto scroller, so it's slow enough a lot of people can't be bothered to play it twice. But playing it twice is fine by me. Then we have this level, which is Piranha Plant Jungle with a very generic name. I think it's because it was ripped from one of the original Mario games, but kind of like Champions Road. I'm not sure why Piranha Plant Jungle is a popular name to use. Maybe it's just because creepers are so, and piranha plants, like in Super Mario 3D World, they're so varied and interesting. That might be more so the reason than just the idea of remaking that level. Whereas it's kind of the opposite for Champions Road, I guess. Anyway, got some thwomps on it, which is usually a thumb up from me. If you want me to like your level, there's an increased chance of me doing so if you put some thwomps in your level. There were definitely some challenges to this level, like that jump right there in particular was pretty hard, but I was definitely ready for the challenge, and so I only died 5 times on this level and beat it in well under 10 minutes. So I'm pretty proud of that clear. That's one of those, I'm not really laughing at other people for not clearing it situations, so I'm gonna try to come up with like sort of a theme maybe for some of these YouTube videos, maybe if possible, or just string them together and let viewers come to their own conclusions or something perhaps, but anyway. So next up we've got, oh, he's flying now. Oh, he lost his P-speed. Aw. I'm not sure if he knows how to maintain his P-speed or not, but I can't really pause right now to confirm with him because I'm making a video. Let's just try to wrap things up. So we have a desert level here. Well, he's going back in, so I guess he'll be fine. Builder. It was just a basic climbing level, not much to talk about there. Then we have this level, which took me a really long time to beat. The reason why the highlight's only 5 minutes is because the level takes like that long to play. The reason the death clock is this high is because it broke on this level. I probably died more like 20 times. 20 times sounds reasonable, maybe like 28 or so. We could cut it in half. I don't know how accurate that is. I really don't know. Where is it exiting? I guess I should see what he's got to say. Is he in stream soon?
It was good level though. Really well made, just so long. Like,
Yeah.
and so maze like. Maybe it makes me more like those red coin room thing that there's doors and it's clear but ready to go. Yeah. Grab me. Chase. FAQ map for it. Okay, understand. Is Denny still here? It says it.
Anyway, I think he just wants to end his stream soon. So, um, and he was being very proud and didn't want to blame himself for skipping the level, so he called it confusing or big or whatever, which it's not. I mean, it's big, but it's not. It's not particularly confusing. It can be somewhat confusing, I admit, but that's not the reason why he quit. He quit because he literally like was messing up, and you know, by hitting start over and losing his coins. Anyways, that's just him being impatient. That's on him. Anyway, where were we? But it's cool. Like, there's no hard feelings, I'm sure. So it doesn't really bother me too much if people don't want to take a hit to their pride on stream. It's a pretty normal thing that happens every day anyway, so gotta get used to it. Anyway, what was I saying? So this level was really hard, and it was really slow. But, you know, clear check time is under 3 minutes. It's just, that's over 2 minutes of not jumping at all. You know, and like, I like to jump a lot in Mario Maker, and so that's why that level was difficult. In Treasure Tracker, you could try to jump, but you can't do it. In this, you can, but you fail immediately once you do. So it's not exactly the same as Treasure Tracker, but I do think they intentionally added this clear condition to the game because of Treasure Tracker. So I think it's worth people making their own Treasure Tracker levels for sure. In fact, I could imagine somebody making a whole, you know, Treasure Tracker team in Mario Maker 2 community if they wanted to. And I would say that would be a legit team, certainly more legit than some of the garbage teams we have out there. Anyway, and who knows, maybe I'll make a few levels like that at some point. But if I were to make them, I would probably make them in 3D World style. I don't know if I would make them in other styles, but we do have the freedom to make them in other styles if we want to. For some reason, for some dumb reason, the demo of that clear condition, which is to say the story mode level that uses the clear condition, is not 3D World style. It's some other style. It's like Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 1 or both or something. I'm not sure, but that was a missed opportunity, in my opinion, because Treasure Tracker originated in the 3D World game way back in the day, and then Treasure Tracker got its own game. Anyway, after I play Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I'm planning on picking up Treasure Tracker. I don't really have money right now, so it makes sense to just wait to buy it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to pick it up sooner or later. Hopefully when it can go on sale. Anyway, then there was this level, which was a viewer level. This was a pretty good viewer level. It was one of the better ones I got that day. It was pretty challenging, but I kind of breezed through it. I was sort of in the zone at the moment. And by breezed through it, I mean I just hadn't died. We actually beat the level, and then that's when I started dying, because I was trying to get world record, but then I gave up on it shortly afterwards. Yeah, see, I touched the axe, so I cleared it first attempt, because he gave us 500 seconds, but if he had given us 3, I would have died for sure. And Death Clock isn't going to make me go any faster. And if it does, I might just die anyway. Anyway, a pretty neat level. It had an interesting concept. I'm not sure how much I liked the execution as far as like the title of the level goes and the description, but it was still a fun level. I still enjoyed doing like the parkour, and there were lots of resets in that level as well. And the resets are super valuable. I really appreciate them. In fact, I had to use at least one reset. Don't know if there were any oh yeah, there were checkpoints, which I guess makes the fact that I one-shot it more impressive, because there were checkpoints. Players were expected to need to use the reset many times and lose lots of time. But thankfully, I have played enough Super Mario World hard levels that I was able to one-shot it, so it wasn't overwhelming by any stretch of the imagination, which was nice. I don't often get hard levels that aren't overwhelming in my viewer level streams. Usually it's if I get something that's hard, it's overwhelming. If I get something that's easy, usually there aren't optional challenges. But lately people have been giving me good stuff. So I really like that. I really appreciate the viewers that I've gotten recently. It's been great. Anyway, this level was somewhat difficult. It had some tricky moments in some areas for sure, but nothing somebody that's like really experienced the 3D world like me can't handle. As you can see, I died quite a few times, but definitely like this isn't exactly the performance that I'm looking for to do well in its endless challenge, but we're getting close to that, you know. It's like I almost feel like if I skipped everything but the 3D world levels, I would still struggle to go endless on endless challenge, so but yeah, pretty fun level. Really appreciated the various challenges, even though it was pretty short. Two more highlights. One of them is a development highlight. I guess we can do that last. This one, some guy's username is actually based on the scripture, so I took the time out to like go read the scripture for the chat. I commented on how it seemed like it was just it was probably a Jehovah's Witness username, or it, like, because why else would you use that scripture? Like, just about the only people that preach. Maybe, anyway, preach about the good news and stuff, about God's kingdom and all that. Anyway, I happen to be one of those myself, so I wonder if I could possibly find out who that is at some point. Who knows? Anyway, so then the last highlight is me building in Levelhead. So I tinkered around with some ideas. I was working on making the level look nice as I was building it, and I did have an initial idea for the level, but I've decided I'd rather finish the level sooner rather than later, so I kind of downscaled this scope of what I was working on here. Anyway, so we're basically like doing this sort of like a hunt for the tiptoe, and it's going to be kind of easy to hunt for it, I would imagine. And I was trying to figure out how I want to set up doors and like rooms and camera stuff. So at some point I'm gonna have to like spend some time off stream to optimize some of this stuff, but anyway, I'm trying to say there's yeah, there's gonna be a lot of head scratching me trying to figure out how to program some of the stuff in this game, but I definitely like that it gives you the power to do so much interesting stuff compared to Mario Maker 2. It's not as difficult as other games typically would be, especially because everything's all user interface. But there's still no minor amount of coding that you have to do, even if it is simplistic and you don't need to know programming language to do it. It's still kind of complicated and you have to use your brain. But I think the more work you put on it, the better it'll pay off later. So anyway, so because it's going to be a smaller level, but there's still a lot of work to do because I really want to fine tune it. I think this will be a good level for me to clone later after it's uploaded, so I can copy some of the concepts over to bigger levels in the future. So that's what I'm going to try to do with this level after it's done being built. Anyway, because I thought about making a level where you can go get the power up, but it's optional. And then but for this level, it's going to be mandatory. So for it to be optional, I'd have to make a much bigger level, I would think. Anyway, what was I saying? That's pretty much it for this week. Tomorrow, I'm going to be playing Levelhead and Mario Maker. I'm going to be doing first clears again in Mario Maker, and we're probably going to do Tower Trials in Levelhead because I haven't done those for a while. Didn't do them all this week, as you could see. Well, I mean, I might have played like one Tower Trial, but I didn't get any trophies for sure. Or actually, I think I played stuff from the marketplace. Actually, I probably didn't play anything from Trial. Anyway, although I could have played one from somebody that said that their level was in the Tower Trial, but I'm not sure if I did that or not, or if that was just like at the end of last week. But either way, I didn't really have much viewership for Levelhead, like at all. Otherwise, I would have streamed longer for the day that I played it, which I think was just yesterday. Yeah, it was just yesterday. Barely had any viewers, but part of that was okay because I had gotten this really annoying viewer level that I probably shouldn't have played as long as I did in Mario Maker, and it kind of like it was towards the end of my stream anyways, so it kind of wiped me out for being able to play in Levelhead, unfortunately. So so I just took the lack of viewers in stride and just started building something. And things were getting cold too. It's like basically hardcore winter where I am right now, like freezing temperature already. So I'm trying to just take it easy here and there. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be streaming again tomorrow. More platforming stuff. Just those two games, and then on Saturday, I'll be playing Sonic again. Maybe on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I might play some of a popular streamer's levels, like Panga's, for example, because we were having a conversation with a viewer earlier this week talking about them being that the only big streamer that they watch is Panga. So I've noticed Panga's videos a little bit here and there, but he mentioned something about Panga uploading YouTube videos about him building. So I'm curious. I'm going to spend some time checking that out after this video is done, because I'm curious about that, because I would like to make some building YouTube videos as well. I have collections of me building stuff for Mario Maker and for Levelhead. So if I could somehow get some inspiration or copy his style or whatever, my development archives highlights, that could be really useful. Yeah, we have like A through E right now. We might even have F or more, I'm not sure. You could manage collections to display different collections on this shelf. You can't put all of your collections on the shelf, unfortunately, but you could link to them in like a Google document or something like that, which is something that I've done, which you guys can check out right here. I, in general, need to be updating a lot of stuff about highlights and stuff, but I also know that people don't watch that stuff usually, so there's not much of a demand for me to be updating those things. Anyway, I need to focus on growing my YouTube channel for there to be more demand on that kind of thing. Also, I'm not even sure if it really makes sense to document this stuff like that, because I don't know if that actually would ever generate like much ad revenue. It's not that it wouldn't generate any, it's just, I don't know, whatever. It hasn't been the most productive use of my time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And anyway, I'm enjoying making these YouTube videos, so I'm going to keep doing it for now. Hope you guys enjoy watching them. I'm actually not sure how long this video is. It's 55 minutes? Okay, that's not so bad. I was kind of worried it might have been over an hour. Because despite the fact that I didn't stream very much this week, I actually had some pretty long streams. But, coupled with my video that I already made earlier today with the review of the RPG, there wasn't really like a whole lot that I needed to say. I don't necessarily want to repeat a whole lot of stuff that I'm already talking about in other videos. So, alright, thanks everyone for watching this far, and stay tuned. Later today there will be at least one other video, I think, probably. And definitely there's more stuff coming next week, so I'm sure you'll enjoy that.